everyone, welcome to my tutorial on how I made this fabric plaster sign for my wedding. The first thing that you'll need would be this 24 by 36 inch canvas from Hobby Lobby. I tried using the canvas from Michaels before, but as you can tell, this one from Hobby Lobby is much thicker and we'll be needing that thickness to screw in the bolts later. Then you'll be needing some sort of fabric to work with. I like using this 50/50 polycotton fabric from Hobby Lobby, but I've seen other people use old bed sheets as well before, whatever works best for you. This was around 1 yard, but I would highly recommend using 2 yards to practice your pleats and folds, then cut off any excess before the next step. After you're comfortable with your practice pleats and folds, you'll want to go ahead and protect your working surface. For this, I'm using this plastic sheeting from Home Depot, and I'm just cutting it to my desired length. I've listed on the screen all the items we'll be using to make the plaster mix. I filled this 2.5 quart bucket halfway with water and start with the plaster of Paris. There is no exact recipe for this, but shout out to this creator for her plaster mix recipe because this plaster paste was absolutely perfect. And feel free to use whatever you have to stir the mixture. I had nothing, so I just used these takeout chopsticks, but they did the job. Once the mixture is smooth with no large clumps like this, then you'll take your fabric and begin to submerge it into the mixture. In hindsight, I should have used a much larger bucket, but I was already committed to this tiny little bucket, so I had to work with it. You'll just want to soak your fabric in the mix and then slightly wring out any excess so it's not dripping all over the canvas, and then start placing the fabric on the canvas, folding and making pleats for your desired look. And of course, this is where my camera stops working because my storage was full, but just keep working on your folds like how we practiced earlier, and make sure to tuck any extra fabric behind the canvas until you end up with something like this, and just let it dry for a full 24 hours. After the first 24 hours, we'll want to go ahead and start to secure these 4 standoff bolts onto the canvas. And before securing the bases on, I just wrap them in painter's tape to make sure it doesn't get any plaster on it. You'll want to measure at each corner 1 inch in from each side and then screw in the base like how you see here. We pre-drilled the holes first, but I am not too sure why. And then we just screwed in the base. Here I'm just re-stirring my mixture from the day before until I get a smooth consistency again. I'm going in with a basic painting brush for a majority of the canvas, and then this smaller one for the more detailed sections and in between the folds. Repeat this process 2 more times, letting the canvas dry 12 to 24 hours in between each application. I forgot to mention here that I do have my canvas on a cake stand, and it just makes the painting so much easier. This is definitely optional, but I will be adding some of this super heavy gesso to the remainder of my mixture, painting on 1 more layer and letting it dry for a full 24 hours. After all that layering, it is now sanding time. I am using these guys. I'm not too sure on the grit, to be honest, but I found that the finer one is definitely the better option, so go with that. After dusting off the canvas, I went ahead and applied this super heavy gesso again as the primer. It was actually a little thick, so I watered it down until the entire canvas was painted and let this fully dry for 24 hours. And to finish off the canvas portion, I took this outside. Make sure you wear a mask, and I did 3 layers of this matte varnish spray, letting the final layer dry for at least 12 hours. At this point, I go into Canva to find the best arrangement for the text I'll be putting on the acrylic sheet. This sign is for my sister-in-law, for her to put in her house, so I decided to go with this text using the same fonts I used for my wedding sign. I then go into Cricut Design Space and adjust the height and the width of the text before I cut it. Using my old project as a guide, for the smaller text, you'll want the height to be around 0.91 to 1 inch, and for the larger text, you'll want the width to be 20 inches. For this, I did use removable vinyl just in case later on my sister-in-law wants to remove the text. But here I am just weeding the vinyl and then placing some transfer tape on top of the vinyl before applying it onto the acrylic sheet. After the final layer of the varnish is dry, tightly secure all 4 bases and place the 24 by 36 inch sheet on top to measure where you'll be drilling the holes. My husband used these drill bits to get the holes to the size we needed. After all the holes are drilled, you'll secure the acrylic sheet on the canvas, making sure there's a plastic washer on top and under the sheet. And that is it. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you next time.